So today I'm going to show you how to make Moroccan Puy Lentils. This is one of my favourite dishes. We're using the French green lentils, which you don't have to soak. They cook relatively quickly and they're absolutely delicious. They've got this amazing flavour. So we've got 1 cup of lentils and we're adding 3 cups of cold water, so 3 times their volume of water. Then adding a cinnamon stick, which I'll keep whole because we have to remove that later, so I don't want to break it up. And also some sprigs of thyme from the garden that I've just tied up with a little bit of string, because again we'll want to remove them from the mix later, so that makes it a lot easier. Then just turn on the heat, bring it to the boil and cook it for 30 or 40 minutes. So while our lentils are cooking away, we'll heat up some olive oil in a pan and saute our onions. Now you can use ghee if you like, but because it's a Moroccan dish, olive oil feels like it goes really well. It goes with all the spices that we're using, garlic, ginger, onions, spring onions, so it goes really well. So we start off with our onion. You can either use white onion, brown onion or red onion. As usual I'm using red onion because it is easy to chop up and doesn't make me cry. So we'll cook those until they are a lovely golden colour. So when the onions are looking a little bit translucent and they're soft and they're just starting to stick to the pan, so you get this kind of Maillard-y type caramelisation, then we can add our other ingredients. So first we'll turn down the heat a little bit. We can add a teaspoon of cumin and a teaspoon of coriander that's been ground in our spice grinder. We'll add our ginger and garlic, so about 1 to 2 inch piece of ginger that's been finely chopped and a couple of cloves of garlic. We can add our paprika or paprika. You can use sweet paprika or smoky. I've got smoky here because that's a really fresh, strong paprika. And then finally 4 spring onions or shallots. And stir that in. So as you can see, the spices aren't dissimilar to if you're making a more Indian meal, but we just have a few differences. So we're using some cinnamon, which brings in some beautiful sweetness. We're using some paprika or paprika, which brings in that real Moroccan-y type flavour. We're also bringing in the fresh thyme, which brings a really distinctive, fresh, delicious flavour. So once the spices have cooked just for a short time, because we don't want them to stick, we can add our tomato I should say. That's just 1 tomato that's been chopped up, just to add a bit of that sour taste. So we've been cooking the flavour base for about another 10 minutes or so, and we can see the tomatoes have gotten relatively soft, so we can keep cooking them for a little while because the lentils aren't quite ready yet, but soon we will add this flavour base to our lentils. So you can see that it's pretty much the same process as if you were making kijeri or a dal, where you cook your legumes separately in another pot and you make your flavour base in another pot, and that way you sort of maximise efficiency. So I wanted to show you the lentils again. You can see that they're almost cooked. They're disintegrating, losing their form, but they mostly keep their form, which makes them a really attractive to look at, and lovely texture as well as lovely flavour. So throughout the cooking process I've occasionally run out of water, so I've just added enough water, extra boiling water, just cover the lentils. So I've done that a few times because this is a big pot, so you get a lot of evaporation, so I've just run out of water a few times. So now I'm just taking out the cinnamon stick and the thyme, if I can find it. Here we are. So there's the little time. It's lost all of its leaves, so all of that flavour has gone into the lentils, but we want to remove the stalks now. And finally we'll add the flavour base to the pot. Making sure to scrape it all out and add some boiling water to the flavour base pan to make sure we get all of the yumminess out of it. Then stir that into the lentils and let them cook for another 5 minutes so that they all get to know each other and become a single meal, and then we'll add our spinach as a final step. While the lentils are finishing off, I'll show you how to make some fancy couscous. It's one of the easiest things in the world to make. Usually they often just recommend that you put hot water in a bowl, but I like to put hot water in a saucepan so that the saucepan's really hot, and I put it on a low heat and put boiling water in the saucepan and bring it to a very light boil before I put my couscous in there, and then it makes sure that the water is as hot as possible. So you can see the steam coming off, so it's near boil again. And I've just added some olive oil to it because couscous is quite dry, so it's good to have some fat in there with it. So all we do is add the couscous, 1 cup of couscous to 1 cup of water. So I've got a cup of water in there. Spread it around because we want the water to completely cover the couscous, and then go like that. Make sure it's completely covered. If it is, then we can just pop the lid on, turn the heat off, and then leave it for 5 minutes. To make this extra fancy, I'm going to add some currants, and we want to put them in now so that they plump up with the hot water. So our couscous has been sitting here undisturbed for 5 minutes. So now we want to take the lid off and we want to break the couscous up. So we get a fork and just stir just the very top layer. Just scrape the top layer to break the couscous up and make it light and fluffy. And we keep doing this until we get to the bottom of the pan, and stir in the currants at the same time. So the bottom of the pan might be a little bit soggier and you might get little bits of little clumps of couscous sticking together, so you just want to break them up with a fork. You want to do this 5 minutes after adding the water to the couscous. If you wait any longer, you might not be able to break it up, so it's important to get the timing right. So to make this couscous extra yummy, we can now add some salt. I've got some finely chopped parsley from the garden. So you can see that if you just have a few herbs in the garden, you can add all sorts of amazing flavours to dishes and make them extra delicious. So just having some parsley and some thyme, maybe some basil. Even if you don't have a garden, just growing them in pots in your kitchen window can just be a game changer. If you can just put a few leaves of parsley in couscous, it suddenly looks amazing. Now I also have some preserved lemon here. This is homemade preserved lemon, which is basically lemon with heaps of salt. And I think vinegar. I made it a few years ago, so I don't entirely remember how you make it, but we have a lemon tree, so we get a lot of lemons all at once, so it's a really good way to keep them going. If you don't make your own, you can also buy preserved lemon from the shops, and this really gives a Moroccan flavour. Now, preserved lemon is incredibly salty, so we don't want to overdo it, but just adding those little hits of salt to the couscous is delicious. So we kind of want to stir that in a way so we don't get big clumps of the preserved lemon. And then finally adding some of our toasted almonds. So you want to do that just before serving up because you don't want the almonds to get soggy. But look at that, imagine the taste of that. It's turned just ordinary couscous into complete and utter yumminess. So the lentils have been cooking away for another 5 minutes. The tomatoes are completely soft. The lentils are completely cooked now. So the final step is adding some spinach. This is actually rainbow chard from the garden. So it's got the beautiful red stalks. It's really pretty. So that's about 5 leaves of chard. So you can use chard, spinach, baby spinach, if you're really desperate, frozen spinach. But yeah, fresh spinach is, or fresh chard is ideal, or even silver beet as well. So we want to cook the spinach or chard until it is soft, but we want to keep it green. We don't want it to go brown, so don't overcook it. And the final step is just adding some salt to taste and a squeeze of lemon. We've got the preserved lemon in the couscous, but just having a little bit of extra sour taste in the Moroccan Puy Lentils makes it extra delicious. So it's ready to serve up with the couscous now. So here we have the amazing finished product with that beautiful yummy couscous and the Moroccan Puy Lentils, just layers of flavour. Cinnamon, thyme, garlic, ginger, onion, spring onion, paprika, coriander, cumin, preserved lemons, parsley, yum yum yum. And then as an extra serving suggestion, I've just added a little sprinkle of feta cheese for the non-vegans out there, and just a little rocket salad on the side with a splash of olive oil. Delicious.